Okay. Okay, folks, I'm going to be your tour driver for the next half hour. My name is Mike. I got one question for you. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Two people. Oh my goodness. I thought you guys were NASCAR fans, came to root for your favorite driver.
Nope.
I'm sorry to say your driver did not show today, but Mike did. Mike is your favorite driver. And we have a saying around here, emotion creates motion. With the kind of emotion you're showing me right now, I can't even put it in drive. So I'm going to ask you one more time. Are you ready?
No.
Okay. We're going anyway.
That's what it is. Yeah, we move us up.
Yeah, just for this unit. Somebody got out and broke it. You need some heat now?
Yeah.
Let's see, what else do we got? Fan, heat. Look at that. Nice and toasty. Okay, folks, remain seated as the tram is moving. Keep those limbs tucked inside. We'll be going through some narrow gates. I do want you to go home with everything you came with. That means all your limbs. Now, when we make this right-hand turn, you'll be able to see the famous twin tunnels, which opened up in 1959. They have since refurbished them, so we no longer fit in them. Yeah, I know, it's a big oops around here. They don't want to hear it. They are 225 feet long, 25 foot deep, underneath that famous turn 4. So we'll head behind the front stretch grandstands, and I will get you inside. If you were doing this tour this weekend, you will not be on the speedway because the Rolex cars are coming in. Now the grandstands are 0.8 of a mile long. They hold 102,000 race fans just on this side. Each section of grandstands is named for a famous driver. Some of them are record holders, some of them are past champions. Across the street from us, that is the brand new headquarters for NASCAR. International Speedway Corp., which owns 13 speedways in the country. Grand Am Racing, American Motorcycle Association, all headquarters in that building. It is a LEEDS accredited, eco-friendly, green-wise building. Recycle everything in sight. 200,000 square feet, hurricane energy efficient glass, so it runs on 25% less energy than a building comparable to its size. The bridge you see coming across is the Dale Earnhardt Senior Bridge. There's a very large bus stop on the other side. They'll drop you off over there. They'll pick you up at lot 7, and they'll also return you to your car. It's just a pedestrian walkway. Now this is one of the original crossovers, gate 7. This is how the big rigs used to get inside. No longer necessary now because we have the new tunnel going underneath turn number 1. Now there are 50,000 tons of blacktop with the new paving, enough to pave a 2-lane highway for 24 miles. $20 million, 4 layers, done by laser, a polymer mixture with aggregates, fiberglass, cement, and blacktop all mixed together, all done by laser. Pit road, as you can see, in front of us, to your left, has a speed limit going in, 55 miles an hour going in, 55 miles an hour going out. If you find yourself over 55, you find yourself a lap down. They'll make you do it all over again until you get it right. Now we're on the tri-oval now. is what it's called. It is the third oval here. If you make the shape of the letter D with your fingers, that is the shape of our speedway. And you'll notice it's not flat like the movie Days of Thunder showed you. It's 3,000 feet long, 18-degree banking. The new fences are 22 feet high now. So the new starter stanchion had to be a lot higher, 25 foot. It's on poles that are lights, red, green, and yellow. And it's also wheelchair accessible. Now you'll see the lawn on our left is in the shape of a flag. You'll appreciate it from a higher point of view. I'm just trying to time these sprinklers so you guys don't get wet. One thing we don't need in the cold is wet fans. And I think I got it timed just right. All right, we might get a little spray, just a little bit.
We're not sure. Probably the
Now, the smaller grandstands you see on your left are the paddock suites. The owners and the sponsors get to sit up there. Each one has their own monitor, so they keep an eye out on their own car. 43 monitors for 43 cars. The roads you're going to see on your left-hand side are how the vehicles leave the speedway going inside to the road course, the famous International Horseshoes. Now you'll see one of our fire departments here on this end also. But the horseshoes are two horseshoes with two 180-degree sweeping turns in them, 1.2 miles of road racing. They'll go in right there, and they'll exit right here, going up to turns 1 and 2. Now the high bank turns are exactly duplicate to turns 3 and 4. They are 2,600 feet long, 44 feet high, 31-degree banking. That'll put you over a 4-story building if they were stood on top, straight up. And the minimum speed to stay up on top, 95 miles per hour. Anything slower than that, gravity's going to take over, you are coming down. Now the shorter wall you see up on top is the safer barrier wall, designed and invented by the University of Nebraska. These walls save lives. They're installed on high banks, on the skid areas, and on the tri-oval. 9 miles of steel tubing installed in the wall with the safer barrier foam installed behind it. SAFER standing for Steel and Foam Energy Reduction. Now, as you can see, they're installed in sections. Upon impact, that section of wall will collapse as the foam behind gives way, not the steel, but the foam behind it. This is also the largest sporting events under lights in the country today. At a cost of $5 million, if you were to count those poles up on top, there's over 200 of them with anywhere from 4 to 1,250 watt bulbs up on top. Down below here on your left, you'll see these gray boxes. 288 of them with a 2,000 watt bulb inside of them. They're designed in a special way that they refraction out with mirrors so they don't blind the driver that spins around and faces them. And there's also 1,450 miles of cable in this lighting project. Enough to go from Daytona to the state line of Iowa. Now in front of us, you'll see one of the Sunoco towers. There are 4 of them around the speedway on your right-hand side. 2 on each high bank, one as you come in, one as you leave. They hold 2 or more spotters up there. They keep an eye out on the high banks for any caution, any debris that they may notify the officials with. And on top of the towers on the roof, on each side, 43 team spotters. So you could be asking me, Mike, why so many spotters? I'll tell you why. It's the size of the speedway. It is so large, they need as many spotters as they can get, as high up as they can get them. The towers, 14 stories tall. Now on your left-hand side, you'll see one of our 4 Jumbotrons. Those are high-definition, instant replay screens, in-house satellite TVs. Now 3 of them have scoring trilons on them, just like this one on your left. In the shape of a triangle, giving you the first 15 places. The lap count on top, and on the bottom of 15 continuously rolls on, gives you places from 16 on up to 43. Now on your right hand side are the Bobby Allison Tiny Lund Super Stretch Grandstands. Now they were originally constructed in 1994 to hold about 4,000. As you can see, they have grown since then. And by the way, folks, they're still growing. They just added a Budweiser party porch on the end here. They hold 47,700 race fans. Now the media tells us that when both grandstands are full, the infield area is full. Daytona International Speedway becomes one of the largest cities in the state of Florida on any given race day. Now on your left hand side you'll see our famous Lake Lloyd. Lake Lloyd is a man-made lake. And back in the 50s, when Mr. Bill Franz Sr. was looking for a place to build his speedway, he found the right amount of quantity and quality of dirt underneath Lake Lloyd to build the high banks, 1 million cubic yards. Well, the lake was filled in with the new construction, starting in July of '04, finished for February '05's race. $55 million was spent on the infield. So we filled in the lake by 1/3 from that concrete bulkheading you see across the way into the parking lot. All used to be lake before '04. We now have a 3,000-foot fan walkway going the whole length of the lake with the decks protruding out into the lake. 250 RV sites now on the lake with their hookups going the whole length of the lake. They have their own community center, their own restaurant, their own boardwalk club on the back end, their own tiki bar. The lake is presently 29 acres, 16 to 35 foot deep. It is a stock lake, so we use it for bass fishing tournaments, speedboat racing, water skiing events, irrigation purposes, and for a backup system for fire control. Now I'm going to take you inside a little bit here. This is part of the road course. The motorcycles and the sports cars use this little roadway here. It's basically an S-turn. In racing terms, it's called the chicanes. It was actually built to slow those motorcycles and sports cars down. By the tire marks you see, a lot of them didn't make it. They've been in here practicing for a lot of weekends now. So they're pretty much tearing the grass up. Fortunately for them, the speedway puts tires on the walls. On your right-hand side, you'll see a tan building with a lot of glass. That's Daytona International Airport, very close to our property here. We do get a lot of drivers that fly right into the area, make a short walk beyond property. The fans will go right up to the grandstands or catch a tram here. This would be Tram Plaza 3. On every corner of the speedway on the outside, we keep these extra trams to transport the fans anywheres in the 480 acres. Now there'll be a large area on your left-hand side with some blue buildings in the middle. Well, that is our sprint car course. It's called the Geico Caveman Campgrounds. There's no RV sites in that area, strictly campers. They also race sprint cars in there. They were racing all this past weekend. As you can see, all the obstructions and grandstands and everything in there. They have since left the premises. So now they're getting it ready for the Rolex Series racing. Those are the guys that'll be in here this weekend testing for the Rolex 24-hour non-stop race. Now the sprint cars, 36 at a time, racing there, reaching speeds of 60 miles per hour. So even the little guys have a need for speed. Again, you can see those famous twin tunnels. Also in the infield are two sets of garages. Yellow and white garages are your Sprint Cup garages. That's Top Gun territory around here. And the blue and white are your nationwide garages. They both have 44 covered garages. 30 open carports for the overflow traffic, as you know. Some drivers bring more than one car for qualifying. We only have room for 43 on pit road. And that's where we keep the extra vehicles in the open carports. Now they both have their own Sunoco high octane gas station. They both have their own Goodyear tire service center. And they also both have 3 technical inspection garages. Now with the Sprint Cup garages, we have a large area in the middle between the two garages called the Sprint Fan Zone. The fan zone runs right through the Sprint Cup garages with all kinds of media events, celebrity shows, entertainment, concerts, bandstand, show cars, drivers interviewing, drivers wrecks, you name it, it's happening in the fan zone. You can see as you look towards the Jumbotron coming up, there are stairways going right up to the roof of the garages where there are benches and venues for food and beverages. Also, each covered garage now, don't look towards the open carports, but the covered garages have its own window facing in towards the fan zone. With all kinds of media events, again, the fans can go right up to that window, passing through there, whatever they need autographed, to their favorite driver's garage, because on the bottom of that window is a pass-through. And hopefully their favorite driver's not too busy where he can't hand it back to them. I'm going to take you down pit road now. You will notice the pit stalls are now solid concrete. .43 pit stalls. Also in the fan zone is the large stage for concerts. Just recently, for the 4th of July race, we had Martina McBride in there doing her concert. Also the Budweiser Bistro for your hunger needs and a full bar in there. You'll see this Sprint building coming up on your left. That's one of 3 technical inspection garages. All kinds of benches, tables, chairs, show cars will be parked all over the place. And it's all part of the Sprint fan zone. It's the only one like it in the whole country of racing, where they put you right in the middle of all of racing here at Daytona. Right now, we're going to head right into Gatorade Victory Lane. I do want you to go up to the podium, raise your hands like the champion that you are. If not, and I should catch you, you're going to have a 3-mile walk back from here. When we come to a full stop, I would ask that you would exit on the left-hand side. The white building on your right is the old Victory Lane. Now, Dale Earnhardt Sr. did celebrate his victory in there in 1998. Okay, folks, please, on your left-hand side, head right in. Again, 44 covered, 30 open carports, 3 technical, 1 in the middle, 1 on both ends. And in case you don't know, that's where the cars get pushed in. No fuel, get weighed out at 3,400 pounds. Out come the templates, every other measuring device known to man. You're not going to get away with any cheating here. They pride themselves in catching everybody. And if you get caught, well, you'll be parking in one of those carports. Goodyear supplies the tires. They mount the tires onto the racing rim. They glue the lugs onto the rim, and then the crews take over from there, mounted onto the racing car. Sunoco is the choice of fuel, high-octane racing fuel around here. We go from 98 octane to 112 octane with a price to go with it. I'll let you look at the pump for the price per a gallon. And don't be complaining about your fuel bill anymore. $7.40. Again, in front of us, the blue guardrail area is the famous road course, the International Horseshoes. You will see 2 180-degree sweeping turns in them. 1.2 miles of road racing. As you see, Continental tires are coming in for the testing of the Rolex cars. Again, where you see our safety official parked right there, the Daytona safety truck there. That is the fan zone again. Again, there's all kinds of media events. You'll see one of the all-access tours in there. Again, with all kinds of, where the fans get to meet the drivers, actually. They get right in front of them. You'll see each garage has its own window. The Budweiser Bistro there for your hunger needs and a full bar. You'll see one of the technical inspection garages is open. I see 2 cars in there. Again, it's the only one like it in the country today where they bring you the fan right in front of the drivers and right in the middle of racing. This is the entrance to it right here. And it goes through the whole Sprint Cup garages. Now on your right-hand side, you'll see the driver's RV compound. That's where they park their homes away from home. I call them condos on wheels. Each one has their own hookup. They have their own gymnasium in the back corner, the playground area for the children. And the jungle gym is for those drivers that are fighting at the moment. We use it for anger management training. Lately, Kyle Busch has been in there. The gray and white building right next to it is the infield medical center. We also see the outfield medical center. And look over turn 4, you'll see a tan building with a brown tile roof. Well, that's the brand new wing for the Halifax Hospital. The 2 towers on one end are named for the founder of the Speedway, and they're called the France Towers. Now, the gray and white building on your right is the infield medical center, fully staffed with nurses, doctors, EMTs, thoroughly modern equipment, able to take care of any medical needs that may occur during a race, anything from a cut finger to delivering babies. It's happened 13 times here. So we've established a history here. We want our fans to get excited, but not that excited. On your left, you'll see a Q&A, question and answer thing where the fans meet the drivers. They'll be under the tent. So you, the fan, are on the railings here asking them all kinds of crazy questions, coming up with all kinds of silly answers, some of these people. Again, you'll see in the middle, the fan zone runs. This is basically the end of the fan zone, so it is quite a big, large area, and the fans can even go up to the roof. They are connected, as you can see, by a catwalk there. And the big Jumbotron is installed right in the middle of it. There's some new trucks coming in. Tundras. Wow. Toyota's come a long way. Well, even though we're leaving the infield, the tour is not officially over until I say it's over. We're going to take you to go see the winning car of the 2011 Daytona 500. The number 21 Purolator Ford Fusion. Trevor Bain's winning car, the Wood Brothers racing car. It's still covered in champagne and confetti from the victory celebration. They don't wash it. Also, they're going to show you a slide and a short movie of the end of that race. Then they're going to drop you off inside of a gift shop. Listen to Mike on this now. It's not rocket science what they want you to do in the gift shop. They want you to spend your dollars. But if you listen to me, I will save you dollars. Here's some illegal fans trying to get down to the grandstands. You'll be sorry. You can go up to the discount center, buy hats for $5. Hey everybody, Robbie Gordon here, look at him. You want to sign some autographs? Hey guys, there's a sign on the ground here. They don't want you further than this point.
Who's talking to you?
Well, anyway, you can go to the discount center, get some great buys, or go right up to the grandstands and get a different view of the Speedway. But right now, Mike is going to unlock these red doors on our left-hand side. get you in to see that winning car, get that over with first, and then you can go up to this tan building with the red stripe, and that is the discount center. And everybody see that gentleman with the red hat on? That's my boss, Charlie. Everybody say hello to Sir Charles. We'll make a U-turn here, and then we can exit on the right-hand side this time. I'll unlock those doors and get you inside.
Quarter is here and here. Yeah. Another quarter. This is to pay for the electricity. Now sent in there. Now next one. And then there it is. Ready? Now. Yep. Da-da-da.